A DA Member of Parliament, Patricia Kopane, believes the organisation is not the same one that she joined back in 2003. She announced her resignation this week after 19 years as a member and was welcomed by the party. She now intends, in fact, I should say, to join Action SA. She's indicated that politics will remain a part of her life. Let's speak now to Patricia Kopane, who's also former leader of the Democratic Alliance in the Free State. A very good afternoon to you, ma'am. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika. First things first, when did you realize that the DA had changed and that what the party is, according to you now, and what you believed in were not necessarily or were no longer the same?
Good afternoon, Tembekile, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Firstly, I would like to say to the people of South Africa, I really appreciate the opportunity that was given to me by the Democratic Alliance to serve the people of South Africa for 13 years in the National Assembly and even in the Metro municipality. I really enjoyed doing my work with humility and with respect. You know, having the relationship with the DA since 2003, it was an amazing relationship. It's, you know, when you marry somebody, you love a person, you want to die, you want to grow with this person. But along the way, there are challenges. And in marriage, you try to say, I don't want to lose this relationship. Let me manage this relationship. The challenges have been there, but we're trying to manage. But unfortunately, in 2020, I realized that these things, they're becoming too more. I cannot handle them any longer. I cannot ignore them any longer. And I was sort of suffocating. And sometimes in life, there are times where you fight, and there are times where you said, but I'm tired of fighting. And I can't stay in the relationship because I just want to please other people or to even please this person. But for the mere fact that I was uncomfortable, things were not going the direction that when I joined, I was excited that this is a party, we're going to change the life of people, and especially the black people. We're focusing in the black community, seeing that, you know what apartheid has did, it was wrong. We were part of the redress, especially the economic redress. But later, I could see the return of the former leader. When she comes back, she sort of changed. You know, there was this consolidation of the white power, trying to neglect the black community. Then I realized this is no longer the party that I stand for. This is no longer the vehicle that I wanted to be part to take South Africa forward. And after it was not an easy decision. From 2020, you know, thinking about must I stay, must I leave? And at some stage, if you remember in 2020, I could have even stand again to be a leader. But I said to myself, I'm no longer going to stand for this party as to hold any office. Mm-hmm. And for me, I said to myself, I cannot even be there just to receive salary for the sake of receiving salary. But the reality is challenges are there.
Other political parties and even other people in South Africa who aren't fans of the Democratic Alliance will say the party hasn't changed. Many of you, they say, especially the black leaders who resigned recently, are merely, according to critics, seeing the party for what it really is, and that you are no longer as cushy in the organization as you were, and that is the only reason you are leaving.
Timbekile, it's not the DA that has made me who I am. I've worked hard to be who I am in life. I've worked hard to build the very same Democratic Alliance. Even yourself, you remember, you didn't know the DA because of me. People in Free State, people in South Africa happen to know the Democratic Alliance because of my hard work. If you look at the people who left the DA, they are the people that work hard to build the Democratic Alliance. I think the question that we need to ask ourselves as South African people, how can a party invest so much in those leaders? And when they're supposed to reap the benefit, it's like you investing your money into a bank. When you're supposed to reap the investment, then you just say, I'm leaving that money in the bank. That's what is happening. So the people must start asking, what is actually happening in the Democratic Alliance? Why all these valuable, credible leaders are leaving the organization It is not just ordinary people who can just leave the organization. I'm talking about people. Look at Ghana, for example, the last one before me. Ghana was a 19-year boy. He was at the university as a first-year student when he joined the organization. Ghana is living now at the age of 36 years, being a man, intelligent, with wisdom, with experience. And you say the DA is not worried about it. I think people must start asking, difficult questions. What is it that is happening inside the Democratic Alliance? But
What
even
is
if
happening?
you remember,
What is happening in the Democratic Alliance? Because you spoke of a reconsolidation of white power in the party, which you said was brought on by the return of the former leader, whom I assume is Helen Zille. How is that taking shape away from the media cameras and the public?
Tembekile, you know what happened during my tenure. Let me talk about my tenure when I was a leader in the Democratic Alliance. That was from 2012 to 2020. I don't want to lie. They've given me the space to do what I wanted to do. That's why the DA was vibrant. There was no prescription coming from anywhere else. But now the return of the old leader coming back, the old leaders, because others came through the back door, they are not elected. She's the only one that is elected. There's no longer a space for political debate about issues on the table. People are just suffocating. And unfortunately, many people, they don't have the balls, they don't have any options. Where can I go? What else can I do? They are not brave enough. So I decided that, you know what? The democracy that we are in South Africa, it is through the hard work of people like Winnie Mandela, who left us as women that who should stand for ourselves. That's why lately I said to myself, I'm not going to continue this relationship. This relationship is no longer healthy. Environment is toxic. I know what they're trying to do after I left. Poor Siviwe, now she's been promoted as a chief whip. She's not going to have power. They are going to take the decision for her like they did with Musi while Musi was there. So that's what we were fighting. So nothing has changed in the DA. DA now, it has become worse. The only thing is that now people who are left, they are those who are just going to take others because they don't have options. They are scared, they are suffocated, they don't know where to go.
So when you stayed then, after the likes of Musi Maimane had left, had you stayed because at that point you were still, as you were saying, been willing to take orders from, shall we say, the white section of the organization?
When Musi left, I fought with the leaders that were still there. If you remember, we were 8 provincial leaders. As black people, there was only one. All of us, we were united. We were fighting this small group that we could see, this white consolidation that wanted to control us. But if you remember 2019 elections, when we could see we were on the verge of winning the elections, you could see how they were fighting Musi, how they destroyed the campaign so that he can be blamed. You can see the track of where things started to get wrong. So the reason I was thinking that maybe, it's a mistake because in any relationship there are conflict. I stayed thinking that, but things will be fine one day. Let me try to stay. Let me try to hang in on. Let me try to rectify things with other people. But unfortunately, things never change.
Okay.
But things get worse. That's why I have came to this conclusion to say there are other political parties in this country that are going to take South Africa forward. And Action SA happened to be one of the party that I believe is going to take South Africa forward. Currently, if you remember, Herman Mashaba, he was a mayor in Johannesburg. Within a short period of time, he was a businessman, an entrepreneur. He believes in a township development. And I realized when I look at his vision, this is exactly what I want. I want to see the redress, the black people being able to get into the economy of this country. We cannot let a situation after 25 years of democracy where black people, they're still relying heavily on grants from government. But we want government to create an enabling environment. Entrepreneurs must flourish. they must be able to generate income.
Right.
Many studies have done that entrepreneurs are the only ones that create jobs. So Action SA for me was one of the party when I look around that relate to the vision of building South Africa, a country that has now have the promises and only corruption. Because now you can see that the DA, they've lost the vision. Now they say now, if it comes 2024, they're going to have coalition with ANC. You cannot establish an organization for 20 years fighting ANC for corruption. And then when you realize you are going to lose the election in 2024, you said you are going to have a coalition with ANC. What is that?
We are almost
so
out of
people
time.
South Africa,
We're always out
come
of time.
again.
We're almost out of time, ma'am, but I have to ask you two more questions. Herman Mashaba has confirmed in some of the print publications that the two of you have held some sort of conversation since you announced your resignation. Was part of that conversation offering you a leadership role, perhaps to be the leader of Action SA in the Free State?
I am so excited. In 2 weeks' time, Dr. Herman will be here to formalize our relationship. I am looking forward to working for Action SA. Many business people in the Free State, many people from political parties, men and women from the street, they are so excited. You remember the colors of Celtics. They say, MP Patricia, bring back Action SA, Punya Action SA. I'm excited to bring those colors of hope. I'm excited to come and work for the people of Free State. It is my ending my membership with the DA doesn't mean that I have stopped to work for my country. I am more ready to work for people of South Africa. But wait, in 2 weeks' time, Tate Mashaba will be here formalizing our relationship going forward. But I'm excited to be that member.
Is that relationship you being the leader of Action SA in the Free State?
Just wait and see. Tate Mashaba, we're having we'll be formalizing that relationship. He will be here. So he is going to tell the people of South Africa what is it that is going to happen. Wait and see. Watch the space.
I'd like to circle very quickly, ma'am, before I let you go to the DA. I know you're talking about the future now. What you said earlier about how the return of Helen Zille basically set off the events that have now seen you leave the organization. You were also in the DA as a leader when Helen Zille was the leader of the DA nationally. How has she changed from then to now? Because back then you worked with her.
You know, Tembekile, I don't want to lie. The Helen that I see now is since 2020 when she came back. She's a different Helen altogether. I don't know this Helen. This is a different person altogether. I've worked under her leadership. Helen, she never interfered. She never gave me instruction to do anything. I was an independent leader doing things the way I wanted to happen in the Free State. But this person that I see now is a different person altogether. I don't know. Somebody can ask me, did she manage to hide her character for such a long time? I don't know. If so, she managed to do so.
Patricia Kopane, former Democratic Alliance Member of Parliament and leader of the party in the Free State, now merging with Action SA. Thank you very much for speaking to us today, ma'am.